Okay. Hello, we are here at Comic-Con 2016, and I'm here with Marissa Meyer, author of the Lunar Chronicles and the upcoming Heartless. So, we are going to start, and it is a wonderful day today.
Very breezy.
Yes.
Improvement over the last couple days, though.
Yes, it's been very hot. So basically, we have some questions for you. What was the coolest cosplay of your characters that you've seen?
The coolest cosplay of my characters, one of my favorites was, I believe it was in Salt Lake City, and these three beautiful women came as three of the animals from the Lunar Menagerie. So they were wearing, beautiful white ball gowns, but then like one of them was the stag and had, antlers, and one of them was a peacock with white feathers, and it was very classy and elegant, so clever, so genius.
Nice. And let me see here. So, well, let's go to, Heartless. Explain, tell us a little bit about it.
All right, so Heartless comes out in November, and it is a prequel to Lewis Carroll's Alice in Wonderland about the Queen of Hearts, telling kind of her untold story. And so it's about a girl named Catherine Pinkerton, who is the daughter of a Marquess and has been raised in the courts of hearts to be a lady, and her parents hope that she'll marry very well. And so her parents are thrilled when it turns out that the king himself has his eye on Catherine. Catherine, however, has no interest in being the queen, no interest in marrying the king. She wants to start a bakery. She loves to bake. She has this dream of being this entrepreneur and starting this business with her best friend. And so she's already kind of feeling pulled in two different directions. And then at one of the king's balls, she meets the new court jester, who's a very magical, mysterious guy, very handsome, who very quickly starts to sweep Catherine off her feet, and they kind of enter into this secret courtship.
Ooh. Sounds tricky.
Things go downhill from there.
What was the challenge of writing Heartless?
Definitely one of the big challenges for me was that I wanted to do my best to stay true to Lewis Carroll's world as much as possible. So I didn't want to put anything into Heartless that would directly contradict what Lewis Carroll gave us. And I tried very hard to put in lots of little insider tidbits and little foreshadowing things that people who have read Wonderland and Through the Looking Glass would see, that eventually turns into this later, and kind of make these little parallel storylines. But however, Lewis Carroll really gives us very little information about the world of Wonderland. He focuses so wonderfully on these amazing characters, but they have virtually no backstory hinted at all in Alice's story, and the world of Wonderland is very, just kind of out in the ether, and so we don't really have much concrete information. So trying to, pull it into something that was going to work with my story for Catherine, while also feeling like it tied into Lewis Carroll's work, was a constant balancing act.
Nice. So with that in mind, was a challenge, you have also outside challenges these days with your two little ones.
My babies!
And congratulations, by the way.
Thank you.
So how was that process of balancing writing and raising these two little ones?
Is that what we do? Do I balance? I'm not entirely sure. No, so I do. I have twins, 18-month-old twins. Well, I guess they're 20 months at this point. I don't know. It happens so fast. And they're beautiful and wonderful and just the joy of my life. But it has definitely complicated things. I used to, for years, being a full-time writer since Cinder came out, I was the type of person that I would write for a few hours on the weekend and a few hours in the evening, and maybe this morning I wake up and I'm going to do some writing, and I never really had a structured writing schedule. But now with the girls, we have a nanny that comes 4 days a week, and so when she shows up, it's like, okay, it's time to go sit down in my office, because I know that's the only time I'm going to get. So it's really forced me to have a more concrete schedule, which has been good, I think. It makes me feel more like a professional.
And more like a parent, I guess, too.
Yes, yes, and it works out well because I do firmly believe that when it's time to be mom and it's, the evenings or the weekends and this is the time that I spend with my kids and I really want them to be the focus at that point.
That's amazing. I mean, I applaud parents who are able to juggle, this balancing thing and kids and stuff like that. So it's always good to hear. And I did have some questions in regards to just like some character play, I guess you can call it. Basically, I'm going to give you a topic and one of your characters and what one of your characters would think about this topic.
Oh God. Okay. Improv. Here we go.
Yeah. So we're actually going to just deal with Aiko.
Okay. Good. Love her.
So especially
she's very opinionated. This should be easy.
Okay. So the presidential election.
Well, I think her first reaction would be, who is dressing Hillary Clinton? we have thoughts on the whole business suit thing. I think we can do better, Hillary.
True. Comic-Con.
Oh, she would love it here. Again, I mean, she's so fashion oriented, but she would love seeing all of the nerdy, like the adorable dresses with the robot prints, and I love how like her universe is a brand of clothing. It's all Star Wars oriented for girls, and I love their story that like they were nerdy girls, but they couldn't find any cute clothes to express their nerdiness. And I really love that we've kind of turned an angle in the nerd fandom now that people are realizing girls want to be nerdy too,
right?
And so there's so much wonderful fashion now for girls who want to express their love of science fiction and anime and all these wonderful things. So Iko would be all on board with that.
Or Iko, yes.
Yeah.
Pokemon Go.
I really don't know much about it. Honestly, other than I keep hearing about it in the news. Is it sort of like geocaching?
I've heard about that, but yeah, I guess it's like that, but you're catching Pokemon in these places all over the world, basically. And so you're looking at your phone for them, and they happen to be at, some area, and you catch them with your phone.
But it's not like a thing, it's like a physical thing.
No, nothing physical. Don't throw your phone or anything like that. But yeah, you use your phone you have a ball here and then and you toss it to, like, say the creature would be there and you toss it and it would catch it.
Right. Well, I think that Iko is definitely an advocate for anything that brings technology and virtual reality and humans closer together. That's obviously kind of where she got her start.
Exactly.
So I think that she would be for it.
Right. How about the Rio Olympics?
The Rio Olympics. I think she would love the gymnastics because of those fabulous little outfits they wear. And also Iko, she's the sort of girl that really appreciates the human body and what it can do and what it's capable of. And for the vast majority of her life, she aspired to be able to do all these things that she saw, Cinder and her step family and these other people being able to do. So I think she would watch it with a great deal of admiration and probably attempt to do some of the tricks herself.
Last one, Hamilton.
I know of it. I don't really know the story, and I haven't listened to the music.
You must listen to the music.
I've heard, and it's coming to Seattle. I'm from the Seattle area, and it's coming, and I will be there. If I have to pay through the nose for tickets on Craigslist, I'm going to that show. What would Iko? Well, Iko would definitely love musicals, just in general. I mean, she would
probably love the costumes too.
Okay, sure. There's probably beautiful period costumes. Yeah, and I think that Iko probably could become somewhat of a history buff.
Nice.
Yeah.
And basically with Iko, why did you decide to create a graphic novel on her story?
Why did I decide? Well, I love graphic novels, and it's really been one of my dreams since I was a teenager to someday write a graphic novel. And so with the Lunar Chronicles, it felt natural, a natural way to continue the story. But I didn't want to do a direct adaptation. I really wanted to give it a separate spin from the books. And so I started thinking what that new story might be, and I always felt like Iko was deserving of her own story, and that there was going to be more to tell, both past Winter, what happens next, but also there's a lot that we never really find out about Iko and how she came to be. So this was my opportunity to be able to give a little bit more of her backstory and why she is the way that she is, and let her be the hero for once, which is really, she thinks that she is the hero, it worked out very well.
And with that in mind, would you consider doing graphic novels on those previous novels? Like on the Lunar Chronicles?
Straight adaptations? I would definitely consider it. I loved writing this. It was one of the most fun things I've ever written. I haven't really spoken to my publisher if they would be interested in doing direct adaptations, but I would certainly consider it, or just continuing to do other graphic novels
for the future,
because it's really turns out to be one of my favorite ways to write. Who knew?
And I just wanted to compliment you on your dress.
Thank you.
And you know what are you wearing, basically?
Who are you wearing?
Yes,
well,
who are you wearing?
My red carpet interview. Hot Topic.
Nice.
Yeah, Hot Topic has a whole line of lovely Alice in Wonderland clothes right now. So this was them. My mom lent me the brooch, and
the brooch is really nice.
Thank you.
Yeah,
she also lent me this awesome.
Oh yes.
Disappear from view for a second, but I have my.
There's a purse.
Yeah, I'm late for a very important day, which is fine because I actually was late to this interview.
But that's okay. I'm fine. Well, I thank you for your time, and I hope you have a wonderful Comic-Con the rest of the weekend.
Well, thanks so much for taking the time to interview me.
Thank you. All right, let's turn this off.